Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Kieran Mathari.
I'm an optometrist with OutsideClinic.
I'm a super optometrist.
And here we have a selection of the equipment that we take on a typical home visit. So we have our remote controlled portable test chart. This has Logmar and Snellen values on, obviously trial set, trial frames. We have our physimeter here for neutralising spectacles, good old Retinal Ophthalmoscope, eye care models for intraocular pressure. Another way of viewing the fundus is through our Indirect Panoptic, Welsh Panoptic. We also have Indirect Binocular viewing system used with a condensing lens, a Heine Bio here. We have our fundus camera, so really good for explaining to patients their fundus pictures, explaining to relatives. Slit lamp, a lot of our patients suffer with dry eye, so this is particularly good for anterior assessment. And then we have our tablet, which connects to the printer for any paperwork, and this helps create our bespoke records. And in a moment, I'll take you through each of these items individually. So here we have our remote control test chart, wireless to prevent trip hazards. It's got both Logmar and Snellen equivalents, and remote control, which saves us energy walking backwards and forwards. And obviously, as you can see, we've got multiple images on here that help with the testing of patients, and some larger letters for some low vision patients.
This is our tonometer, which is very easy to use once you get used to it. Patients tend to love it because it doesn't make them jump. And it is a contact tonometer, but there's no need for any drops. It's also handy because some of our patients can't sit up straight, so you can adapt it and use it much easier than something they'd have to lean forward and put their chin on.
Here we have a portable version of a physimeter that you'd have in High Street. Again, just pop the spectacles in there, there's a neutralising wheel and you read it off from the side.
It stops us having to call old practices to find out about old prescriptions, and if our patients have mixed up any glasses, it lets us work it out quite quickly.
So we have many methods for fundoscopy. Here are a couple of traditional methods, obviously, direct ophthalmoscope. For me, I will use this with every patient. I find it very useful for macular assessment. Obviously, a lot of the patients that we see will have macular issues. And then for the patients, either we need a non-responsive examination from, or just a little bit of extra help. We have our RET as well. So here we have another method of fundoscopy, our Welsh Panoptic Indirect Ophthalmoscope. Benefits of this for us, again, lightweight, portable, robust. It creates a longer working distance between patient and practitioner. Often patients feel a little bit more comfortable with that.
And they can be quite useful at visualising the cornea.
So here we have our bespoke breath shield, designed and created by one of our optometrists during the COVID pandemic. Helps keep patient and practitioner safer. Again, quite simple. Clip the handle in at the bottom, push the eyepiece through, and then you're good to go. So here we have another indirect method of fundoscopy, stereoscopic this time. A Heine Bio, clips on, much the same optics as a head mounted, and then used with a condensing lens.
We do have portable slit lamps to use. They're actually quite good at looking at the front of the eye as long as you're stable. And they're useful for looking into patients with dry eyes and linking that to recommendations for drops and so on.
So here we have our digital retinal camera. Again, portable, really easy to use, helps us create a library of year-on-year images for the patient. 5 megapixel, 45-degree field of view with a touchscreen user interface. What's really useful from a professional point of view is we'll often get emailed encrypted images of patients so that we can give a second opinion to people out in the field as part of our professional services support.
Our trial frames are comfortable for patients to use. Some of them find it much easier than a phoropter head. It's something they're familiar with as well. We can use our trial frames on patients regardless of abnormal head positions or mobility problems.
So here we have our in-house designed bespoke record keeping system. Really easy to use, really intuitive. We wanted to get everything on one screen here, so you can see lots of different boxes all outlined in red, which just means that the boxes are awaiting some information. If I click into a particular box, I can make this specific to me, so I have my own preference buttons. I can either use these or I can pull up an on-screen keyboard for free typing on here. As I enter information, the boxes lose their red border until such time as I've worked through all the record card. It just means that if I need to reorder my test for any reason, I'm not going to forget to do anything. When I've completed this screen, I can move on to the dispensing screen, where it will hold my hand through dispensing and allow me to process paperwork, and EGOS signatures are taken on here as well. Here we have an example of a completed record card using our iris system. So you can see the level of detail that we can capture in a very efficient way. Being tablet based, it means that I can use it like a pen and paper and converse with the patient and any relatives that may be present as well. And when this is completed, I can then connect to a 4G network, send this straight back to head office. So we've got contemporary records and also allows for an efficient aftercare service. Hopefully the video's been useful to explain some of the equipment we'd carry in to a typical domiciliary visit. If you've got any further questions, then please just get in touch.